from your local election headquarters. This is Politics Today with Jackie Kingston.
The city of Amarillo says it has extended our access to water for 30 years. We're finding out what it will cost and where that water will come from. Plus, as students, teachers, and parents look to head back to school, a local teacher says we're not doing enough to keep everyone safe. The mask debate continues into another school year. Good morning. Thanks for being here, everyone. Lots to get to this morning, including our interview with Texas Governor Gov Abbott, which we'll get to shortly. But we'll start with water and industry here on the High Plains. Last week, the city of Amarillo approves a contract for the purchase of more than 15,700 acres of water rights in Roberts County. City leaders say they're securing water for the future of Amarillo. Politics Today's Kaylee Green explains.
The Amarillo City Council approved the purchase of up to 15,768 acres of water rights on Tuesday at a cost of $1,875 per acre.
And this is well over 800,000 acre feet of water, which is just a tremendous number. It's a huge amount of water. It's well over 8% of our existing water supplies. It could calculate more, but that's a very conservative estimate.
The city will pay up to $29,565,000, including closing costs, after reaching that purchase agreement with Travis Chester.
This is water located in northern Roberts County, water rights on the Mesa Vista Ranch. It's an opportunity for some of the best water rights in the Panhandle.
It's obviously a great deal for myself and my family, but it's a historic deal for the city, and I mean it secures Amarillo's water supply for the future.
Assistant City Manager Floyd Hartman says the city still has to sign the contract and close before the water goes into their inventory.
We would develop that probably in 2065 would be the master plan. So you see we're planning well ahead of the need and the demand.
Amarillo Mayor Ginger Nelson says they are thinking about what the city will need to grow and thrive in the long term.
Citizens of Amarillo should have comfort that we are always looking for opportunities to secure water rights and to protect what is a very precious resource in the Texas Panhandle, and that is our water and our access to future water.
Hartman says by today's standards, this purchase of water rights extends the city's water supply by at least 30 years, possibly more, based on changes in future water use. The city also says funds for this purchase won't affect your property taxes because the money comes from the Water and Sewer Fund. Access to water is linked to more of our economic growth as well, raising concerns that as one industry looks to continue to grow in Texas, it will impact our water demand. A bipartisan bill passed through the Senate would spend tens of billions of dollars to boost U.S. computer chip production. Currently, 90% of chips are made in Asia, but the bill introduced by Senator John Cornyn in 2020 passed the Senate Wednesday in a 64-33 vote and now heads to the House. Supporters want it to pass before they go into their August recess. It could get to the president's desk by the end of this week or next.
Samsung announced that they're going to build a $17 billion facility in central Texas. I expect other companies will make similar announcements in Texas. That will create not just a manufacturing facility, but a whole ecosystem of suppliers.
The bill includes more than $50 billion for U.S. companies that make chips and tax incentives to push companies to invest in that industry. More news about growing industry, this time back here in Amarillo. Amarillo College and the Amarillo Economic Development Corporation are partnering to build a new job training facility. The two organizations presenting their plans to the City Council on Tuesday. They're planning to renovate Amarillo College's existing facility over at 11th and Polk for the creation of the Innovation Outpost. It was approved 5-0 by the City Council.
It's going to train our existing workforce and upskill them, but then also our new workforce, the kids that are coming out of high school that'll come and get trained there where they can go right into work for our primary employers. Yeah, this ties in perfectly.
According to the agreement, the AEDC will provide $3 million over 5 annual payments to help fund that facility. Staying there, Amarillo College and in industry, AC's Truck Driving Academy is one of the best in the nation. Politics Today's Rochelle Hamilton Jr. gives us a first-hand look.
See how she handled this truck, man. Amy Philpott is ready to hit the road running.
I love it, though. I do. I like getting on the road and just going.
A soon-to-be fully licensed and certified truck driver, she's a rare sight in a male-dominated industry.
I get a lot of stares when I'm going down the boulevard. I guess women usually don't do truck driving, but there is some out there.
You've heard a lot about supply chain issues lately, but despite high fuel costs, historic inflation, and COVID hitting the economy hard, AC instructor Michael Magruder says the industry is still rolling.
The trucking industry is heavily looking and looking for new drivers. So yeah, it's a major increase in enrollment.
That increase in classes reflecting the increase in freight in the red-hot industry.
We have a day course, which is 8 weeks long, from 7 o'clock in the morning to 5:30 p.m. And we also have a night course, which is 16 weeks long, from 5 to, I believe, 9 o'clock.
According to the American Association of Trucking, freight volume is expected to grow by 24% this year alone. Potential employers leaving no wheel unturned looking for drivers.
We have a job fair that we have 10 to 15 different companies to come recruit you throughout the course.
And with demand currently outpacing supply, AC students can write their own paychecks.
There's no ceiling. There's really no ceiling in this. It's basically anywhere from $65,000 to $150,000 coming out the gate.
And it's a career shift Amy Philpott is approaching full throttle.
I love it. I didn't think I would like it or I would be this far in it, but I'm doing very well.
In Amarillo, Rochelle Hamilton Jr., KAMR, Local 4 News.
Magruder says AC's next truck driving academy starts on August 22nd. Another update from the Amarillo City Council this week. The council voted to accept a settlement agreement over a breach of contract. It's the result of a 2017 lawsuit between the city and construction companies. Court documents show the city contracted Mission Clay to build sewer pipes in Amarillo, and the company provided a clay pipe system which suffered early damage, causing issues to the city's sewer system. The approved agreement requires Mission Clay to pay $11.1 million to the city to settle those claims. An update now on the master plan for the Tri-State Fairgrounds. The plan is being developed by officials from the City of Amarillo, Potter County, Amarillo ISD, Amarillo Potter Events Venue District, and the Tri-State Expo. The plan looks beyond just the fairgrounds and covers renovations to the entire surrounding area, including proposed housing, infrastructure, and development.
So it's important that we can upgrade and bring more funding to this area. That'll create more jobs, and it'll help the restaurants, the hotels, and the Amarillo economy.
We were able to speak with the CEO of the Amarillo Tri-State Expo.
And so I'm excited that there's a serious effort put into looking at what needs to be done at the fairgrounds in order to keep us relevant long into the future.
Ragland also said there's no set timeline for the implementation of the plan, but they hope to break the project into phases and get to work soon. On Wednesday this week, my colleague Andy Justice and I got the chance to interview Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Coming up here on Politics Today, you'll see that full interview, including his answer to our question about, in the wake of the Uvalde mass shooting, how he's reassuring teachers, students, and parents as they prepare to head back to the classroom. I'm Jackie Kingston. You're watching Politics Today from your local election headquarters.
Back here in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott is joining us now to discuss some important issues facing Texans.
From the ongoing drought conditions, which are affecting us here on the High Plains on many different fronts, to the border and immigration, Governor Abbott joins us now live from Austin. Governor Abbott, welcome. Thank you for making time for us today. First, let's start with our drought. What would you tell producers here on the High Plains who are dealing with the impact of high input prices and these extended drought conditions that we're seeing?
So I missed the question about what high prices. Say it again.
The high prices for input and how the drought is affecting ag producers here on the High Plains.
Well, first, obviously, with regard to the drought, this is one of the most severe droughts we've ever had, and obviously you pay attention to the weather. It doesn't look like it's going to be letting up anytime soon. So obviously we're very concerned about the impact that has on those who raise cattle or grow crops. As you know and probably have reported, there are funds available typically from the federal government that assist those who are raising crops off of land that sometimes can be applied in situations like drought like this. But obviously we desperately need more rain. I missed the part about what you were talking about was going higher, but obviously there is a high price of inflation, whether it be with regard to crops or whether it be with regard to input prices that affect the price of crops, and that this inflation that Americans are having to deal with is outrageous and needs to be brought down.
Governor Abbott, our hearts are still with the people of Uvalde after the tragedy there. As we look ahead to the next school year, what is your message to educators, students, and parents as far as making sure that Texas schools are safe?
Well, first, our hearts also remain with the people in Uvalde and the tragedy that they've gone through. We continue to work with them, but we also continue to work with schools across the state. We want parents, students, and teachers to know that we've been working with the Texas Education Agency and the Texas School Safety Center, and they've been working with school districts across the entire state of Texas to make sure that those school districts will be safe places when students return to school. That means additional safety measures being put into place. It means testing the safety measures that had been put in place to make sure that they will be working appropriately. We want every student to be safe when they go to school, and we've been working all summer long to try to make sure that we achieve that goal.
Governor Abbott, I know you've been working behind the scenes to achieve that goal. Are you considering calling for a special session to work with lawmakers together?
So listen, we've been working pursuant to a charge I made to the Texas House and Senate. We've been working since June with the legislature on different types of responses to all the different types of issues that have arisen because of the Uvalde situation. Some of them have been led by a state representative from Lubbock, Texas, Dustin Burrows, who came up with that lengthy report about exactly what happened that provides us more information about how we as a legislature need to respond to what happened in Uvalde. Bottom line is this: we continue to learn more every day about what needs to be done. That will inform the next steps that we take. But I do want to insist that among the next steps, there are two things we've already done and will continue to do, and that is implement measures that make schools safe and address mental health issues that students have in school. The shooter in Uvalde had demonstrated extensive mental health issues that were widely known around the community, and nothing had been reported about it, nothing had been done about it. You remember the old saying, see something, say something. We need that to be adopted again, so that if anybody sees someone who is acting aberrational and dangerous, that needs to be reported so law enforcement can address it.
Governor Abbott, we want to thank you for your time today. I know that you are busy, and the people of the High Plains appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk to us here tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you all.
Our thanks once again to Governor Abbott for his time. Masks won't be mandated when Amarillo schools reopen this month. That's not sitting well with some teachers. Politics Today's Ricky Sawyer is in Washington with more on the national debate.
With just days before these hallways open to students, one Amarillo second grade teacher has some concerns.
The last thing we need is to lose more children to this virus.
They already lost one. 5-year-old Tegan Drone died from COVID in November.
I'm just worried we're kind of barreling ahead into this year without taking the precautions we need to take.
Governor Abbott still won't let schools impose mask mandates.
Even as some educators beg students to mask up, one national organization wants just the opposite.
You know, it sure sounds tempting to move to Texas or move to Florida. Because those leaders are doing what is right. There should not be any type of mandate.
She's worried about the mental health impact.
So we've been seeing the anxiety, depression, eating disorders, academic failures, learning loss.
The CEO of the National Association of County and City Health Officials says communities are being put at risk of having outbreaks.
You're tying the hands of public health professionals.
Not being able to impose mask mandates?
It's very trying and demoralizing sometimes.
Phillips wishes they could.
I would choose a little bit of personal inconvenience over making someone else sick.
A choice, he hopes, saves lives. In Washington, Ricky Sayer, KAMR Local 4 News.
New information about hunger here on the High Plains from Feeding America. Coming up next, for the first time, available data on who is food insecure in our area has been broken down by race. What we learned this week, coming up next. According to Feeding America's latest Map the Meal Gap report, 1 in 7 people here in the Texas Panhandle is facing food insecurity, and it's 1 in 6 kids. Plus, the report shows how different groups are being affected. For the first time, these data taken from 2020 also showing a breakdown of food insecurity by race and ethnicity, and there are plenty of disparities for people of color. Politics Today's Kaylee Green is back hearing from the High Plains Food Bank about what these data mean and how the community can help.
The Map the Meal Gap report shows in the Panhandle nearly 64,000 people are food insecure, including more than 22,000 kids.
The staggering part of the study showed that up to 1 in 3 of our black neighbors are facing food insecurity, and there's a huge disparity in how food insecurity affects our neighbors of color versus white neighbors.
That's 29% of black people in the region who are facing food insecurity. 1 in 6 or 18% of Hispanic people and 1 in 13 or 8% of white people are food insecure. Tina Brolin, the High Plains Food Bank's Director of Development, says because the data is from 2020, there's much more to learn about how people are being affected now.
The effects of inflation in the supply chain and the skyrocketing food costs that we're seeing will have an impact on food insecurity, and we'll see that in the research down the road. But along with that, there were many programs that were put into place for COVID emergency relief and to help feed families, and those programs are now sunsetting or coming to an end.
Brolin also says nearly 34% of food insecure people in our area exceed the income limit to qualify for SNAP benefits. The data also shows each food insecure person in our area needs an average of $15.75 weekly to establish food security.
The change starts with understanding and having feeding-friendly policies and making equitable access available to everybody. It seems doable. It's just figuring out how we get there.
Brolin encourages people to donate to the High Plains Food Bank or other charitable food organizations and says it makes a big difference for people in our community who are going hungry. Brolin also encourages people to look into the Map the Meal Gap data to see food insecurity and the needs that are out there for themselves to be better equipped to help. And full disclosure, as I always disclose as we do stories like this, I'm the president of the board of directors for the High Plains Food Bank. And proud to be so. Protecting kids' privacy online. Coming up next here on Politics Today, the proposed legislation and its chances of being enacted into law. Congress is working to implement stricter guidelines to protect children's safety and privacy online. Politics Today Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon reports there are several pieces of legislation aimed at holding big tech accountable.
Senators say big tech and social media companies are a danger to children.
Using its black box algorithms to drive destructive content to children, content about the self-harm, substance abuse, bullying, addiction.
Wednesday, a Senate committee worked on 2 pieces of legislation aimed at protecting children online. The Kids Online Safety Act is co-sponsored by Democrat Richard Blumenthal and Republican Marsha Blackburn. The senators worked with parents who told them they became more concerned about their children's online safety and privacy when the pandemic hit.
And they began to see that the enemy wasn't always outside the home. Many times it was inside the 4 walls of their home, and it was coming at their child off of a device.
The bill would crack down on sites and apps aimed at kids, requiring default settings for children under 16, setting rules for how and where children's data can be shared, and limiting how much time kids can spend on a platform. And it would give parents and minors more control.
Provides them with tools, controls, options, safeguards to disable the addictive features, to disarm the algorithms and protect their information.
A third bill, the American Data Privacy Protection Act, would enact stricter rules for children and adults. All of the bills have bipartisan support. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
We'll wrap things up here on Politics Today right after this. You know, typically it's this part of the summer where everything is kind of chill. We don't have a whole lot going on, but that continues to not be the case. So thanks for tuning in and staying up to date on all the latest going on in the political world with us this morning. Don't forget that you can follow along on social media and keep up throughout the week. You can find me on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, Jackie Kingston plus the number 1. I love your feedback. Stay up with all the latest news with us throughout the week on myhighplains.com as well. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to vote in November. You have to be registered by October 11th.